there's a couple of different categories of words. So example, I really like the weather. So I can start here, the weather, and you have to go by, it's like levels almost. So you start with the flashcards, it's the step number 1. And you have like 4 words that they're gonna show you. So here, another one is the rainbow. So they're gonna show you the 4 words. And then you go to the next game, which is the next level.
Our language is so important because if we don't use our language, anything, if you don't use anything, it's going to go away. It'll go away. Same thing when we go pick our medicine, same thing that happens. If you don't use your medicine, it'll disappear. Every time when we talk the language, we're speaking from the earth, because the earth, when you talk about the water, you feel the water. When you talk about the trees, you feel the trees. You feel the heartbeat because it's alive. And that is, if it's not for them, we wouldn't be alive here today either. Man alive, these kids here, I almost burst out crying sometimes when the teachers are teaching them, and I would sit over there in my chair, and then they ask me a few times, what word is this, what word is that? And then when you hear the children, they don't even have to think about the word, they're already saying it. We ask them to say, Walis Bazwi right off the bat, and there's no hesitation at all with the children, no matter what they do. In the language, no hesitation, because they have it in here already. They have it in there already. It's beautiful.
A lot of people would say why they don't do immersion is because there's not enough resources, there's not enough teachers, there's not enough fluent speakers. So these were all kind of the naysaying things that people would talk about. So we thought, well, if we could start tackling some of those issues, then we can maybe make this happen. So the Language Conservancy helped us to get the resources that we needed for our immersion program. We know that reading stories and books and repetitiveness with children is one of the main ways to teaching language. That's how we learn to speak whatever language we're speaking now is the English, right? And so we were taught stories, we were taught to sing, we were taught various methods of learning the language. So that's how language is taught. And so if you don't have the resources to like books and to expose children to these various ways of learning, then it makes it a little bit more challenging and a little less fun for them. So I think it'll just make it more fun for the kids to engage in these storytelling books and the resources that we have. A lot of our young people who are teachers are just learning the language themselves, so we have to level them up, and so that they are able to teach like 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, which they are very capable of doing at this point. And with kids learning in an immersive environment, we want them to feel comfortable and safe here. So we let them, if they want to speak to us in English, they can do that, but we always encourage the language. We'll give them back the language that they need to converse with us. So it's like, for instance, like when they go wash their hands, we sing a song with them, Gisiptinens, Dasakweo, Nagweo, Sida Dama, Wiwanu. So that's telling the children they're doing these actions as they're washing their hands. Wash your hands up top, wash your hands below, and wash them in between. So it's the song they sing, like they'll go to the bathroom now, and we don't have to encourage them anymore. They just start singing that song automatically. So that's a way of learning that is always going to be ingrained in their brain through song, right? And they're learning vocabulary as well.